What if Naruto was a prodigy? Part 1. Hey, what's going on guys? Cypher Otsutsuki here, and today we will be doing part 1 to What If Naruto Was a Prodigy. So, before we get into it, I'd like to say that we really appreciate you helping us hit 300 subscribers, and we will be coming out with the winner of the giveaway soon. Also, we might as well tell you who the winner was. His name was Custody, a YouTuber I was working with who ironically won the giveaway, so sorry for all you who participated. So now, without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Naruto would have a rare Kekkei Genkai that allowed him to memorize anything he sees perfectly without fail. Naruto would visit the library every day from the age of 3. He would also read books about a man called the Sage of Six Paths and a woman called Kaguya Otsutsuki, also known as the progenitor of chakra. Naruto was at mid to low tuning level by the age of 4. Naruto would learn about nature releases, finding out that he had wind style, lightning style, as well as being able to learn water style. He began learning the basics of fire style and earth style so he could practice gaining them. The third Hokage would take notice of this, and when he went to give Naruto his rent money, he would secretly drop off scrolls for Naruto to learn from. Naruto would grow up around the librarian and the third Hokage, as he began to form bonds that seemed unbreakable. The only time anyone within the village would see Naruto would be on his way to and from the library in the early mornings. The villagers would still call Naruto a demon and a monster, but as Naruto grew older, he began to learn to raise these people out of his mind. By age 6, Naruto would be a very capable ninja, being able to use ninjutsu, and was engaging himself in taijutsu training while learning the 8 inner gates, which would engage the interest of a one-mic guy, but he would ultimately move on as he had a pupil in mind for his training, which we know as Rock Lee. In the years following this, Naruto would graduate the academy with flying colours, albeit before most others had the chance to recognize him as the Demon Child. Naruto would continue to train and study to become a genin, finally deciding that making friends with Kurama the Ninetales, which he had figured out he was the Jinchuriki for, whilst reading up on sealing ninjutsu at the library, Naruto would decide that he has to make friends with him. Naruto, who is 8 years old at this point, is put in a team with 2 Chunin and a Jonin. The names will be decided by you, along with their skills, powers, and moveset. I will pick my favourite from the comments below. So, when Naruto is put on a team with these people, they are put on D, C, and B rank missions, whilst in between Naruto is training and meditating to become friends with Kurama, which Naruto found out was the Ninetales' name after reading about the history of the Biju, or the tailed beasts. Naruto goes on many missions with his squad, ranking a large sum of money, as well as eventually being put on their first A-rank mission. Meanwhile, in the Hidden Leaf, Hiruzen Sarutobi, or Lord Third, is contemplating Naruto's place on a tuning team, given his age and heritage, ultimately deciding that if their mission went bad, Naruto would be placed into the academy to be graded with people his own age. Despite his maturity and skill level, Naruto and his team are put on a mission, an A rank to be specific, to protect a man called Tezuka. He is a bridge builder who is the cousin of Tazuna, the one we see in the original series. Naruto and his team, which I am allowing you to choose the name of, would have the same perilous activities as the original Team 7. Of course, we called Team 10 because, I just want to be stupid like that, but, So, as they go on, Naruto notices a puddle, and he ponders something. Could someone hide inside it? It's not been raining any time recently. A normal, unobservant ninja wouldn't notice it. Didn't appear like the Jonin of the team had noticed. He would keep walking, but as he kept walking, he kept fading back to that puddle, and he knew something was about to happen. So when the two demon brothers jumped out the puddle, Naruto would throw two kunai straight at them, scratching their headbands, knocking them to the floor. They stare at Naruto in fear as a young child, a bit older than them, or a bit younger than them, would just knock them to the floor. And he was on a team with multiple Chunin and a Jonin, so they automatically began to fear Naruto. So when Naruto asked for information, they say that the person who sent them was Gato, a man who was trying to protect his trade in the land of iron. As the mission went on, the entire team went on cautiously after praising Naruto for his speed in taking out the Chunin. As they continued on, they met a man. They didn't know who he was, but he was old and he was decrepit. They let him pass by and they continued walking. Naruto then realized something. There was no villages nearby there. The bridge hadn't been built, and he doesn't remember the guy from the Leaf Village, so he knew something was up instantly. Suddenly, a surge of power comes flying at them, as Naruto looks behind him, as well as his team, to see a sword, a massive shark sword flying towards them. It bites into the tree as a man body flickers over, grabbing the sword, saying that his name was Kisame, and he was there to take them out. If they would just hand over Tazuki, he'd leave them alone. Naruto stood forward and said that he wasn't going to do anything of the sort. Kisame looks forward and says, "You're the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. That's amazing. 2 birds with 1 stone." Naruto ponders this for a second but says, "Huh?" Then Kisame realizes something. Naruto's on a team of 2 Chunin and a Jonin. He says to Naruto, Are these your bodyguards?" Naruto says no. He got on that team with his own abilities. Kisame stands there, chuckles nervously, then steps back and says, "I'll watch you," as he body flickers away. Kisame will be watching from the bushes to see what Naruto's abilities were, not fully sure whether he could attack and keep his life. As he continued watching, he noticed that Naruto's movements weren't erratic or spurred on anything, but he was careful and meticulous. He was sensing everything, and he was looking at Kisame every time he made a move. Kisame knew instantly that he probably wouldn't stand a chance against Naruto, but it was his mission. If he didn't do it, he'd have a bounty put on his head. So he instantly jumps down and says, "Okay, I'm ready to fight you." Naruto says, finally cracking his knuckles, as the Jonin instructor says, "No, I've got this." Kisame says, "No, I want to fight the kid." The Jonin stands down, saying he could probably do nothing against Kisame, one of the legendary swordsmen of the mist. Naruto and Kisame step up to each other as they begin to fight. The clash of the swords that Naruto had brought back from a katana, to be specific, because Naruto knew Kenjutsu correct, so they were clashing. Their swords were clashing and over again. The Uchiha on their team, which I'm going to say they do have, so one of your characters has got to be a Uchiha when you suggest it in the comments, barely able to keep up with the moments, but he knows that Naruto's a lot faster and stronger than all of them on that team. He instantly says, "A third Hokage be mistaken to throw Naruto into a different squad. He's too powerful for anyone like that." As the mission goes on, Naruto is going blow for blow with Kisame. As they went blow for blow with each other, Naruto decided that finally he'd had enough and he was bored. So he finally went all out, knocking Kisame out with a chop to the neck. For the rest of the thing, since there's no Haku in this, or anyone who would do the same thing for, Kisame. The bridge that gets built and Gato's men are killed. Of course, Gato wasn't killed, or else he wouldn't be able to form a team for, Zabuza's. But yes, as we continue on, when they reach the village again, Lord Third asks them how the mission was, as the Jonin instructor says that Naruto needs to be put on a higher team, or at least the Ambu. He's a 9-year-old who can take out one of the legendary swordsmen of the mist. When Lord Third hears that Naruto just took out a legendary swordsman in the mist, his jaw drops and he says, Naruto, you will be put on academy, and you will be joining a team with someone your own age. Naruto sighs with this, but ultimately agrees, knowing that he respects the Third Hokage's decisions. And if you want to find out what happens next time, stick around and watch next time. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comment down below of the 2 characters you want to suggest. And goodbye.